Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessie. If you are new here, I do all kinds of lifestyle vlogs, being a new mom, but then I also do budgeting videos. I like to do these because I just feel like there are not enough people out there talking about living in debt. Maybe there are and I just haven't seen them. My husband and I both have quite a bit of debt that we've been trying to get out of the rut of it for the last couple of years, while also still wanting to live our life. And yeah, so I like to show you what my monthly budget looks like, what our debt payoff looks like if we're able to, what our savings looks like. So that's what these videos are for. I usually do like 2 a month. Today I'm going to do my March budget recap, which if you watch my vlogs, you know I've been mentioning that this recap was going to be a bit crazy because we had a lot of money come in and a lot of money move out. It's kind of a little all over the place. We were able to pay off some debt this past month, which is crazy. I'm just really excited to show you guys everything that happened. Ben is on his lunch break, so I have literally less than an hour to film this and breast pump. Yesterday I tried to do this at lunch. I got halfway through the video and they started like lawn mowing and doing all the, I don't know, work in the neighbor right next door. And then last night I tried to film it and the neighbor on the other side started to mow their lawn. I'm hoping my 2 closest neighbors are done mowing their lawn, so hopefully we don't get any of that today. So I want to jump into this to get it done with so that you guys can see what's going on. But if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel and make sure you like the video. Those really help my channel grow and for other people to see these videos and to find my channel. So I would appreciate that if you enjoy this video. Let's jump into it. Okay, so here is a look at our budget for March. This is the end of the month budget, what actually happened in March. You'll see, so normally what I do is anything in red means we went over budget. I do have a couple things in blue, which you'll see today because technically they were over budget, but it was because we were paying something off. So I just wanted to point that out because it's different. If you watch my videos before and know my crazy color coordination, I wanted to point that out first. But so this month I was only able to bring in half of my income. If you didn't know, I work for myself. I'm a freelancer, freelance content creator. Like I do blogging and content for a couple of clients. And then my husband works full-time for a company. So this month I was only able to pay myself half of my income because of maternity leave. I just didn't have enough in my account to pay myself the full amount that I normally pay myself, which it'll be back to normal in April. So it was just March that was a little bit off, but Ben actually had quite a good month of income. He ended up bringing in $14,744 more than we were anticipating. So it was just his normal income that we were anticipating, but he ended up getting a bonus for work. He ended up getting a grant payout for work, and he also got a payout for a business that he co-founded. So we had quite a bit of like lump sum money come in that we've been waiting for like, in some cases, like 6+ months at this point. So it just all happened to come in March, which I've kind of been alluding to over the last couple months. So we're waiting to find out what money is coming through, and it literally all came in a week. It was funny. I'll tell you more about other stuff down below, but we basically had multiple 5 figures come in and multiple figures leave our account all within a week. It was insane. So that was obviously exciting and what we were waiting for. I will say we already had the money allocated to stuff, so it wasn't like crazy fun stuff. We paid off some debt and we paid for some hospital stuff, and I'll kind of show you down below. But that was the money that we were waiting for. He will also be getting a monthly payout for the next 2 years that you'll see in my next budget, but we'll basically be rolling that into savings until we move, or if we don't need it, then we'll continue to roll it into savings. And then he'll be getting, I believe it's quarterly grant payouts for the next couple of years. I don't know exactly. And then he actually got a raise too. So like Ben is just like abundant AF this month. He did great. So everybody clap for Ben. It's been very exciting. He just works really hard, which is really great for our family. But Anyway, he also got a raise for work. So that will start in, actually his next check should show that raise, which means our May budget will be different. Anyway, moving on to other income, we had about $694 of rollover from last month. In the future, I'll probably push at least until we move, which I'll link that video if you didn't know we were moving, but until we move, I'll push any rollover to savings as well, unless we're paying for things like U-Haul or things like that month. But otherwise, I'd like to put it in savings, just so we're not using money that we don't need to use at this point. And then what's funny is all that money came in. I still had to pull $1,000 from savings. So I'm telling you, we paid some big stuff coming up down here. So in the end, we ended up bringing in $23,000 this last month, which is insane. 1,000 of that is savings, so technically 22,000, but still crazy. Moving on, our fixed expenses, if you watched the vlog before, these are all the same. The only thing that was off, this I just accidentally must have put in miscellaneous. I do this all the time. I don't know why. It's because in my banking account, these two payments don't come through as Trainerize and Todoist. They just come through as like an Apple charge. So every time I'm like, what is this for? So I put it in miscellaneous. You would think I would know by now, but I don't. And then the other thing is Ben got overcharged. He forgot to tell me about the charge, I think is actually what happened, for HostGator for a couple of websites that he either was a part of or whatever. He was supposed to call and like see if he could get any of those removed, but I don't think HostGator really lets you do that. It's kind of like, we already told you that this was happening, it's your own fault. So anyway, that obviously was much more over budget than we were anticipating, but for the most part, only a couple other things were just off by a little bit. We spent about $2,117.78 in fixed expenses, which will go up when we move because our rent is almost doubling, which is sad. The exciting part, which usually the exciting part of my budgeting is not the debt, but this time it was. So with all of that extra money that Ben brought in via all the things, we were able to pay off my personal loan. So there was $9,843 left on it, and we completely wiped it out and paid it off, which is great because that's a $400 payment a month, and that is gone. Then these two personal, what are they? What's that called? Consumer debt. I kind of mentioned this in the last video. I got like a little bit emotional about it because it was very fresh and very grateful for it. But we were able to refinance this debt that Ben had through some family. And yeah, so basically we still have this debt, but we won't, we shouldn't have this payment, which has been the hard part for us. I mean, that's like, you know, almost a $600 payment at that point, and it was just like killing us, and the interest on both of those was insane. So I don't know what our payment or our interest will be on this moving forward. That's something Ben needs to figure out with his family members. But as of right now, we were able to technically pay them off, so it doesn't look like we have consumer debt, but we do still have this amount that we owe people. But it is like a huge sigh of relief to have done that. It was crazy. Like I said, that money came in through our savings account actually, and then we paid the debts off via our savings account, so you don't see it in the budget, but it was about $22,000 of debt that we refinanced. I'm saying refinance because we financed it through someone else, but it's not through a bank, you know? So that was very exciting, and also very proud of us to be able to pay off almost $10,000 of another consumer debt. So we do still have these debts, which I'm less worried about. Our car loan is very, you know, easy to manage. We also have, Ben has 3 student loans and I have 2 student loans. So this will suck when these come back in because we'll have more payments, but yeah, so debt was huge for us this month. It was super exciting to be able to pay off stuff. I feel like we should be more excited, and I think we are, but there's been so much this month between that happening, having to pay off hospital bills. We rented a house in the Illinois area. Again, I linked that video before, but it's one of our last vlogs about us moving. We could probably do a whole video on it at some point if you're interested, but we had to pay for some stuff for that, which I'll tell you about in a little bit. So it was just like, there's a lot happening. Just a lot happening. So we're very excited that we were able to pay off debt, but I feel like March was just so insane, which I was anticipating, but it was even more insane than I was anticipating. So this month we spent $11,000 on our debt because we were able to pay that debt off. Moving on. So you can see that there's quite a bit of red and quite a bit of, there's quite a bit of red in here. I don't know what I'm trying to say. So we did go over budget on groceries, which I don't know this doesn't need to be here. I don't know like what happened, but all of a sudden our groceries are like over $200 each time. And I would say I was usually between like 160 to 180 each time. If you're new here, my husband and I both have food allergies / intolerances. So we eat a lot of gluten-free, dairy-free, we eat mostly organic, we eat grass-fed, all that kind of stuff. So we pay more in groceries, but we personally feel like it is better to pay up front than to pay to be back in the doctor, because both Ben and I, all of that consumer debt you saw before, most of it is medical debt. So we don't want to get in that situation again. So we try to eat healthier food. I know that a lot of people save money in their budget by buying really, really inexpensive food. And sometimes like you have to do that. But right now we're able to spend money on groceries. So we do, but it was much more than I was anticipating because stuff went up. I think it's because I'm eating more meat. I don't know. I think meat's just like more expensive. And then we usually go shopping on like Tuesdays or Wednesdays, and there was 5 this month instead of 4. So that's part of it as well. Then Costco, we spent $240, so we were $40 over budget there. I did up the budget in April to $250, and we still went over it. And I'm like, how does this keep happening? Anyway, so Costco's groceries, but it's also, actually, do we get mostly groceries? Yeah, unless we get like clothes or something, it's almost all groceries. Restaurants and coffee shops, we only went over by 25, and I'm saying only because if you watched my channel before, you know that this is the area that I struggle. I really like getting coffee out. I like getting food out to eat, but honestly, we just haven't been doing it as much, which has been nice. So I did go to Starbucks, and I guess I still got like 7 coffees out, which I'm terrible at that. And then Plant Cakes is a vegan restaurant here. Oh, we started on Saturdays getting like to-go food almost as like a date night. So I've been getting Asuka, which is sushi, and Ben's been getting mod pizza. We got Chipotle for lunch one day because I had to buy one, get one free. And Chick-fil-A, that's actually probably what put us over budget, because both times I got Chick-fil-A, I got it via DoorDash. So it's like twice the amount that you would pay for it if you as in me would just drive to Chick-fil-A, but it's hard with a baby some days, you know? So anyway, we're $25 over budget. I think that's fairly good for us, for me. We spent $100 on medication and supplements. I always budget $200. Sometimes we go over, sometimes we go under. This month I only had to get, I got a, what's it called? A probiotic for Ivy. Ivy's my daughter. Element, the like drink stuff, and then my levothyroxine for my Hashimoto's. Household, we went over by $37. It's a couple of Amazon orders, paper towel. We did get an Amazon refund. I don't know what we bought from Amazon, but apparently I bought a lot of stuff from Amazon. So I should probably chill on that. Ivy, we spent $174.34. Technically we spent more than that, but I forgot to pay my Target card in this budget cycle, so I paid it in April. So it looks like we spent more in April, but part of the budget, or part of the charge on the card, is from March. I also combined household and Ivy moving forward, just because I buy most of Ivy's stuff from Target, so I just kind of lump it all together moving forward. But I got her a carrier that I've barely been using, which is not great. A Target bill, which would have been her formula, diapers, wipes, anything like that. We got her new pacifiers because apparently you're supposed to like change those out every like 4 to 6 weeks or something. And we got her some new bottles. Beauty was 0. I didn't get my nails done at all last month. Somehow they lasted a full almost 5 weeks. And then Ben and I both didn't get our haircut, so under budget on that. Personal spending, we were a little bit over. I got some Amazon leggings, and then Ben got shoes. He really needed shoes, so he bought some shoes that he really wanted. And they were $80 and my leggings were $34, so a little bit over budget, but both necessary things. This is one of my blue categories because it's technically over budget, obviously. I think there's only one charge for pelvic floor PT, and then I paid $1,193.60 for our anesthesia bill, because the hospital charges you for the anesthesiology, and then the anesthesia place, like Anesthesia of America or something, charged us, which is dumb. The amount that they will try to pull out of you, my birth was almost $50,000. It was $48,000, okay? Before insurance, but it's still insane, like how much they're able to charge for dumb shit. But my anesthesiologist, I will say, is probably my favorite person that I had the entire birth that I had. I will never go back to this hospital. Thankfully, we're moving. It was a terrible experience, which you can watch in my birth story if you're interested in knowing that. But the anesthesiologist was the best person that I think I met while I was there. Anyway, so we paid that bill. That was kind of, again, with that excess money that we brought in. Utilities, we were under a little bit, so $246.80. Car, we were under. It looks like we just got gas 3 times. And then Cora and Finn, we were over. Cora got her Apoquel, which is expensive. I sent it through to the pet insurance, but they said it can take like 40 days before they'll refund stuff. Anyway, so I did that. She also had a vet appointment because she's been having some hip issues, which honestly haven't gotten better, which is not great. But I'm not going to stress about that right this second. She got a supplement, and then Ben bought food and a bone for them. And then miscellaneous, we were under budget at $77. Again, we had some random charges, an Amazon book. Oh, and we paid 2 application fees on Zillow in order to apply for the house that we got, which you can see right here. So we had to pay $5,000. It's our first and last month's rent. So if you do the math, that means we'll be paying $2,500 a month to rent a house that is smaller than this one. But it's fine. No, I'm excited. I'm excited to be closer to family. I'm very excited for the kitchen and the backyard. Really love those. Little less excited about the weather and having to leave Raleigh because we love it here. But it is what it is. So yeah, we had to pay that. Neither of us were like thinking about that. Like, I don't know why. We just didn't think about it. So I will say in June, like my June budget will be there. Like we won't have to pay rent, which will be great. So we'll catch up then. But that is why I had to pull $1,000 from savings, because we paid, like I said, the anesthesiology bill, and then we paid off the debt. So we were under a little bit in money, which I ended up having $587.92 of rollover. So technically we were only like $500 over budget. And again, it was over budget because this $5,000 thing came through that we weren't anticipating to come through this month. So that is what happened. So we spent $22,431.96 this month and brought in $23,019.88. So that's what I'm saying about bringing in a lot and letting a lot go. And that's not even counting the loan that came in that we paid off our other credit cards or our credit card and personal loan for Ben. So I don't know if you could follow along with any of that, but it's very all over the place, very grateful. It was an amazing month, all within a week. Most of that money came through. We paid off my debt, we paid off Ben's, and then we paid the anesthesiology bill, and then like later that week we found the house. We found the house on Thursday, applied for it, talked to the landlord on Saturday, saw the place virtually, and Ben's family went and saw it for us in person on Sunday, told them we would take it on Sunday, signed the lease on Monday, and dropped $5,000 on Monday. So like literally within a week, probably like $40,000 in it. That's what it feels like. So much money came in and came out. It was insane. So that was March. I think April will be a little bit more relaxed. I wouldn't mind if more of that money came in and just didn't have to leave, you know? We should be getting a tax return at some point, but our taxes are combined with a business that Ben's a part of, and I don't know like how that works, but they're not done yet, so ours don't get run until that's done, because I'm the girl that puts in her taxes like the end of January, you know? Like I want that tax refund. So we're still waiting on that, and hopefully that'll be able to replenish some stuff. But I'm running out of time here. Ran out of time. I hope that you'll subscribe and like it, and yeah, make sure you come back for the next one. I'll see you later. Bye.